Hiker finds dog chained to tree. He burst into tears when he reads the heartbreaking note. Ethan's heart raced as he cradled the scrappy little dog in his arms, its paws resting gently on his chest. He had never rescued an animal before, but there was no way he could leave her there, all alone in the middle of the dense forest. The dog nuzzled her head under Ethan's chin, and he could feel her warm breath against his neck. It was clear that she had been alone for some time, but Ethan couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the story. He looked around, trying to make sense of the situation. How had this dog ended up here? And who had left her? Ethan's mind raced as he scanned the surrounding area, looking for any clues as to what might have happened. As he did, his eye caught on something glinting in the undergrowth. He moved closer, and his heart sank as he saw what it was. A discarded tin can, left by whoever had left the dog here. Ethan's mind raced with questions. Who would do something like this? Why would they abandon a helpless animal in the middle of the woods? He knew he had to find out more. Hey there, Viral Videos here. Before we go on like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell. We post the most beautiful, amazing and scary videos every single day. Let's proceed with the video. With the dog still cradled in his arms, Ethan began to move through the woods, following the path that led to where he had parked his car. He was determined to give this dog the life it deserved, but he couldn't help but wonder what kind of person could have done something so cruel. The dog's head rested against his chest, and Ethan could feel the weight of the situation settling on him. This was no ordinary rescue. There was a deeper story here, and Ethan was determined to find out what it was. As he emerged from the woods and into the parking lot, Ethan looked down at the dog, and something caught his eye. There was a piece of paper attached to the chain around her neck. Ethan's heart sank as he realized what it was. Someone had left a note for whoever found the dog. He knew that reading it would reveal the answer to the questions that had been plaguing him since he first stumbled upon the abandoned dog. He took a deep breath, bracing himself for what he was about to read, and slowly began to unfold the note. Ethan's hands trembled as he unfolded the note that was tied to the chain around the dog's neck. He had a sinking feeling in his gut as he read the words scrawled across the crumpled piece of paper. The note was heartbreaking, and Ethan felt tears prick at the corners of his eyes as he read the words. The author of the note explained that the dog's name was Bella and that she had belonged to a woman named Sarah. Sarah had recently been diagnosed with a terminal illness and had no one to take care of Bella once she was gone. The note went on to say that Sarah had no choice but to leave Bella in the woods, with the hope that someone would find her and give her a loving home. Ethan's heart ached as he read the words, knowing how difficult it must have been for Sarah to leave her beloved pet behind. But there was more to the note than just Sarah's story. Ethan's eyes widened as he read the final words of the note. Someone had deliberately left Bella in the woods, hoping that she would die there. Ethan couldn't believe what he was reading. Who would do something like that? He looked down at Bella, who was looking up at him with her big, soulful eyes, and knew that he had to do everything in his power to keep her safe. He carefully tucked the note into his pocket and set about getting Bella back to his car. As he lifted her into the back seat, he couldn't help but think about what kind of person would be so cruel as to abandon a helpless animal in the middle of the woods. Ethan's mind raced with questions as he drove home with Bella by his side. Who had left her there? And why? He knew that he had to find out the answers to those questions, no matter what it took. As he settled Bella into his apartment, he knew that he would do everything in his power to make her feel safe and loved. But he couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this story than he knew. He spent the next few days caring for Bella, feeding her, and giving her the love and attention she deserved. But he couldn't shake the feeling that someone was still out there, watching them, waiting for the right moment to strike. Ethan knew that he had to find out who had left Bella in the woods, and why they had done it. He began to ask around, talking to locals and trying to find anyone who might have seen something. As the days went on, Ethan's investigation led him to a small group of people who had a reputation for being cruel to animals. He knew that he was onto something, but he needed proof. With Bella by his side, Ethan set out to gather evidence, determined to bring the people responsible for abandoning her to justice. He knew that it wouldn't be easy, but he was willing to do whatever it took to make sure that Bella never had to face that kind of cruelty again. Ethan was determined to find a new, loving home for Bella. After everything she had been through, she deserved nothing less. He started by reaching out to local animal shelters and rescue organizations, hoping to find someone who could take her in. But as he searched for a new home for Bella, he couldn't shake the feeling that someone was still watching them, waiting for the right moment to strike. He couldn't let his guard down, not even for a moment. Finally, after weeks of searching, Ethan found a couple who were willing to adopt Bella. They were a kind-hearted family with 2 young children who had been begging for a dog for years. Ethan knew that they would give Bella the love and attention she deserved. As he handed Bella over to her new family, Ethan felt a pang of sadness. He had grown attached to the dog, and it was hard to say goodbye. But he knew that he had done the right thing, and that Bella would be much happier in her new home. As he watched Bella drive away with her new family, Ethan felt a sense of relief. He had done everything he could to make sure that she was safe and loved, but just as he was about to turn and leave, he noticed a figure lurking in the shadows. It was one of the people he had been investigating, the ones he suspected of abandoning Bella in the woods. Ethan's heart raced as he approached the figure. He knew that he had to be careful, that these people were dangerous. But he couldn't let them get away with what they had done. As he drew closer, he saw the fear in the figure's eyes. They knew that they had been caught. Ethan demanded answers, but the figure remained silent. It was only when Ethan threatened to go to the police that the figure finally spoke up. They confessed to abandoning Bella in the woods, but they refused to give a reason why. Ethan was angry and disgusted. How could someone be so heartless? But he knew that he had to stay calm if he wanted to get to the bottom of this. He spent the next few days gathering evidence and talking to people, trying to piece together the motive behind Bella's abandonment. And finally, he found the answer. It turned out that Sarah, Bella's original owner, had a distant relative who had always been jealous of her wealth. When Sarah fell ill, the relative saw an opportunity to cash in on her inheritance. They convinced the group of people to abandon Bella in the woods, hoping that Sarah would spend all of her money searching for her lost dog. Ethan was horrified. He couldn't believe that someone could be so cruel and manipulative, but he was also relieved to finally have answers. As he sat on his couch, thinking about everything that had happened, he felt a sense of pride. He had managed to give Bella a new home, and he had helped bring the people responsible for her abandonment to justice. It had been a long and difficult journey, but in the end, it was worth it. Bella was safe and happy, and the people who had hurt her were finally facing the consequences of their actions. As weeks turned into months, Ethan couldn't help but think about Bella. He wondered how she was doing in her new home, and if she had adjusted to life with her new family. One day, he received a call from the family who had adopted Bella. They wanted him to come over for a surprise visit. Ethan's heart raced with excitement. He couldn't wait to see Bella again. As he drove to the family's home, Ethan's mind raced with thoughts. Would Bella remember him? Would she be happy to see him again? When he arrived, the family greeted him with open arms. They led him to the backyard, where Bella was waiting. Ethan's heart skipped a beat as he saw her. Bella was just as he remembered her, but she seemed happier than ever before. She wagged her tail furiously as she ran up to him, jumping up and giving him a big wet kiss. Ethan was overjoyed. He had missed Bella so much, and seeing her again was like a dream come true. But as he played with her in the backyard, he noticed that something was off. Bella was wearing a strange collar, one that he didn't recognize. When he asked the family about it, they hesitated before finally admitting that they had found it on her when they first took her in. Ethan's heart sank. He knew that this could mean only one thing. Someone was still trying to find Bella. But who? As he drove home that night, Ethan couldn't stop thinking about the collar. He knew that he had to investigate further if he wanted to keep Bella safe. Over the next few days, Ethan spent every waking moment researching and investigating. He talked to the family, the animal shelter, and even the police. But no one seemed to have any answers. Just when Ethan was about to give up hope, he received a cryptic message from an unknown number. The message was short, but it was enough to make his blood run cold. "I know what you did," it read. Ethan was terrified. He knew that whoever had sent the message was dangerous. But he also knew that he couldn't back down now. He had to protect Bella at all costs. He spent the next few days preparing for the worst, installing cameras and setting up traps around his home. But despite his efforts, he couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching him, waiting for the right moment to strike. Then, one day, as he was walking Bella in the park, he saw a figure lurking in the shadows. His heart raced as he approached the figure, but as he got closer, he realized that he recognized him. It was the man who had left Bella in the woods all those months ago. Ethan's anger boiled over as he approached the man. He demanded answers, but the man remained silent. It wasn't until Ethan threatened to call the police that the man finally spoke up. He revealed that he was part of a larger group, one that was determined to get Bella back at any cost. Ethan was furious. He knew that he couldn't let them get away with this. He called in every favor he had, gathering a group of friends to help him take down the group once and for all. It was a dangerous mission, but with his friends by his side, Ethan managed to take down the group and free Bella from their clutches. As he reunited with Bella once again, Ethan felt a sense of relief. He knew that she was safe now, and that he had done everything in his power to protect her. It had been a long and difficult journey, but in the end, it was worth it. Bella was finally safe and happy, and Ethan knew that he would do anything to keep her that. What did you think of this story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video and subscribe. See you next time.